I dropped my my mid-A at the mechanics, and I was going to have lunch at the Italian place down the road, a nice lunch with a glass of wine. And they've got this pop-up attached to, it's a Christmas pop-up, it's Christmas theme, attached to one of the nice restaurants in town, Garden. I've eaten there once or twice before. I wasn't really going to go there today, but I was like, I'd try this because it's like a Christmas theme, and you know, they've got all the lights and having a Caesar, and I'm having like some kind of fried chicken wrap thing. So let's see what it's like. Bye for now. Hello everybody, it's later in the day, and we've got Agita there, got the boys here. I took the car, dropped it at the mechanics, walked to downtown, a block from there, and I ate at a pop-up restaurant attached to, one of the better restaurants in town, supposedly, and it was like done up in a Christmas theme. And I had a Caesar and a beer and chicken wrap and chicken soup, and just took my time, went back, and the car is ready, but he says there's still, there's still something with the misfiring, but it's driving okay. The check engine light is on. Is gone now. So I said, let me use it and just see how it goes. If the light comes back on, then I'll bring it back. So I did that and came back, and it was only about 3:30, and Peanut wanted more food, so I fed Peanut. Bcee was in in her new shelter, in the old shelter. Peanut was in the new one. Jill came out to the deck, so I gave them a very early supper, like one can, and I'll give another can later. And then I came in and I just was lying on the bed, and both of these boys came and cuddled very nicely next to me. Agita's there, and I napped. Now, I can gamble after midnight tonight. And I would have to go to Sarnia, because the casino here closes at midnight, plus it's very small. And I don't want to go back to that. So when I do gamble, it'll be Sarnia or St. Thomas, about an hour away. All the other casinos are about an hour away. So I'll see how it goes. Not tonight, but tomorrow. Tonight I want to stay in with the kids, do some reading, and just relax. And it's supposed to snow tonight anyway. And it's cold. Hello everybody! I fed the kids, fed the ferals, checked the ferals at night, reset the shelter, did all of that, and worked on journal entries. So I didn't leave right at 8 to be at the casino by 9. I practiced a little self-restraint. I didn't leave the house until 11. Actually, it was 11. If anyone has seen any of my podcasts before, you know that I'm into the number thing, and 11 is significant. So anyway, I left at 11, and stopped to get a coffee and a muffin at Tim's, and I went my way to Sarnia to gamble after 3 months. Now the plan is to not go wild, an addict. It's better than the other stuff. I mean, that's dangerous, less embarrassing, all of that stuff. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. Here I am saying hello to all my people listeners. Very, very compulsive. Down a lot. I just won 226 on this, but I'm still down a lot. Don't want to talk about it. Bye for now. I just got home, and look, Jack's come to receive me, my fellow slitherer. Love you too, Jack. I do, you know that. There are my kids. I think this is Finn. This is Lcee, or the other way around. And there's Bcee in the shelter, which is heated. And there's Peanut. Sorry, sweetie, your shelter went off. Daddy's turning it on right now. There. Sorry, sweetie. Good thing it wasn't very cold. And there's Jill. It's not too cold, but Daddy was gambling. But I'm back. I'm going to feed everybody, do everything. I'm back. I'm back at another casino. Fuck me. Won a couple of small jackpots, but I pull is just to keep going. I'm going to try to go walk out. I think I'm up for the day. Hard to tell. Bye for now. Hello everybody, I'm in an Indian restaurant, kind of a takeout and eat-in place, and we're having chicken, kebab and naan. Very good. It's a tiny little place. They don't have a license or anything, and it's near the casino where I went, and I managed to leave up because I had cash sitting in the drawer, and it was like, even though yesterday was harrowing, but then I was like, okay, I'm going to try to get some of the money back. And, that's the worst thing you can do as a gambler is chase your losses. But I got back home with the kids, and I suppose today was successful in that I did go to a casino, and I walked out without having to access everything I could access. And I walked out a little bit up, a couple $100. But I think yesterday I just went wild because it had been 3 months, So today the whole point was to kind of just prove that I can walk out without accessing every dollar, even though that can get triggered at any time. But today I managed to walk out up, So it was okay. I mean, it was better than yesterday. And then I had a very nice conversation with the guy that owned the Indian restaurant nearby. It's mostly takeout place, but I had a chicken kebab. And they've got some tables there, so I sat and ate. And I talked to him a bit, and then came back and fed the ferals, fed the kids, and we're having family time. So fine, feeling much better than yesterday. Bye for now. Now the gambling thing, it's going to escalate. So at some point I'm going to have to maybe do the self-ban again. But if I do that, then the energy might go towards the other thing. Fuck. We'll deal with it one day at a time. Bye for now. I'm enjoying reading with Agita there, and both the boys very nicely settled here. I'm at yet another casino. This is closer to London. Kind of even for now. I got back. That was harrowing. But I got back, and Jill is there. I saw the kids, the inside kids inside. It's about 10. Jill's there, and the timer had gone off on this because it was set for 8 hours, and I was longer than 8 hours. But Peanut is smart enough to know that when this one goes cold, those ones remain on because they're on all the time. There's one plug, one setting, and she moved to that. She's smarter than her father. There's no question about that. So Peanut's moved to that one, and I think Jill must have been in one of these as well. There's 4 of those. So they knew that this has gone cold. They moved to that. And that's something. Like I said, they're smarter than the father. But I've reset this. This is good for another. It's the next morning. I'm still very much in the middle of the gambling demon pull thing. But at least Peanut is now back in the new shelter. At night, she had moved to the old one because I came home late, 10 o'clock, and the timer, that thing, had gone off for the new one, but you can only set it for 8 hours maximum. So, and I was gone more than 8 hours. So, 10 hours, I think. I'd fed everybody before going and everything. I set the shelter. I thought I'd be back within 6 hours. I'm gambling, I'm possessed, so, it becomes, so at least I came back with the other thing. I'm usually out all night. But anyway, with gambling, I did get back. I plugged in the shelter, I fed everybody, but she had moved to that one because those things are not on a timer. They're on all the time, one level. So, and then I checked in the morning, she wasn't trusting this thing. But I guess in the daytime, after breakfast, she trusts the shelter and her dad a bit more. So she's gone into there, which I'm happy to see. And the other two, Bcee and there, you could just see beyond the air conditioner. That's Jill. Bcee and Jill, they've been frolicking in the snow because it's only -7 instead of -8. Crazy cats. I told my neighbor there's the outside, those two, particularly Jill, is as crazy as her dad. neighbor was like, quite, I hope you can. Inside cats are just as crazy as their dad. I guess it figures. This is her new favorite morning spot after breakfast or brunch. Agita sleeps next to the toilet. The hot seat. As if we don't have 100 cat condos and cat beds and that one, which I paid a lot of money for, she sleeps next to the toilet. Father's daughter, completely nuts. But this one, I think this is Lcee. It could be Finn, maybe Finn, eating dry food. He had just been sitting in this case, which is kind of nuts too, because when it's time to travel, they don't want to go into the case. But now he was just sitting in here, and we got the other one. Probably the sanest of us all. We've got, I think this is Lcee, very nicely settled there. It could be Finn, very nicely settled in a proper cat bed, not on the floor next to a toilet, So anyway, of course I'm here playing the Lions, Tigers, the Panthers machine, losing. Oh, I'm very badly, compulsively pulled into this now. Got a jackpot on this, but I'm still down for the day because I've been putting a lot of money into it. Anyway, bye for now. I managed to get out of the casino. Don't ask, just don't ask. So I'm now on my way back halfway. Good thing about this town is there's no casino here. So I'm having pretty bland Chinese buffet. They have it on Friday nights, and a drink, and then I go stop at PetSmart, and then back to the kids. So I will get back before Peanut's heated shelter thing goes off. Bye for now. We've got Agita there. Boys here, and both the boys spent most of the night, or at least much of the night, on the bed with me while Agita was on the nearby perch. And I'm just about to feed the ferals, and it's a little warmer today, like 1 degree. So both of them are here waiting, and I got the food ready. And I did get up, of course, at 7 o'clock in the morning to restart Peanut's timer. And I'm pretty sure that Jill is sharing the new shelter with Peanut. And it wasn't all that cold. It was like, at that time, it was -1. But, still, I don't want to get cold for them. So I got up, reset the timer, gave them some fresh water, and I'm about to feed them now. It's a little later than usual. It's about 1. But I'm not going to casino today. I'm just going to try not to. So anyway, rechanneling. The good thing about the whole casino thing is it's really distracted me from the other thing. And that's sort of the ultimate purpose of it. That's why I call it a controlled burn. But that's what's happening. I'm just going to feed the kids. I have again. I think I'm up for the day, but I'm going to go down very, very quickly, like for now. Oh, jackpot, and I won a couple of the smaller jackpots, fed the money right back into the machines. So I think I'm a little up for the day. The question is, and the lady there, when I was cashing it out, she was so nice, and I said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to walk out. She said, can I, I'll go and get your coat and your hat for you, so you don't have to go near the machine. She could just walk straight out, and I said, thank you for the offer, but I don't think I'm quite ready yet. Fuck me. Bye for now. Stopped at this place for Middle Eastern food, strongly recommended by the lady at the casino when I was cashing out my winnings, and I said a good place to go to eat. It's very good. It's Middle Eastern. I'm having vegetarian. So falafels and grape lays and spinach pie. Nice hot bread, glass of wine. Now the trick is to eat and not stop at the casino on the way back. It's kind of on the way. Shit. Bye for now. And the problem is I got cash on me. Anyway, it's very good. After eating, back here. Very addicted. Bye for now. Hey, we got one of the boys there. I think that's Lcee. I think it's our birdie outside. And we've got Finn there. And we've got Agita there. And I fed the ferals. I fed the kids. What have you seen, sweetie? Oh, I know what it was. It was a birdie in this bush. So, yesterday, another big gambling day, just compulsive. And I was up But then I ate, and then I went back to the casino and had compulsively fed everything that I could access into it. So that was, that's kind of the stage I'm at with the gambling. But the pull is still very, very strong. And for me, it's better than the other thing, but the other thing is kind of worse. So, but I can't keep going with the gambling. I managed to assemble the new, just a few to put the legs on and those thingies, armrests, to become the footrest when you make it a lounger. And then that goes flat if you want to have it, and there are legs that come out of the back for support, so then it becomes like a single bed. So I'm trying to rearrange the living room a bit now that I'm in position. I guess it'll be slightly more comfortable sleeping on the floor. Not by much, but it's a bed. It's got legs. It's got foam. Put a pillow, put some sheets on it. He's coming to the vestibule. He's saying maybe he thinks he's seeing his reflection in the mirror. No, he's trying to hit him. That's back from a doctor's appointment here, and he's setting up an appointment for a test. A stomach thing. They're going to insert the camera thingy. Okay, that's later this month. So, we'll see what it says. So I just came back, and hydro was out. It's very, very wet by the floor thing. But Peanut was nicely settled in her shelter, even though the hydro was off. She remained in there. I put buckets to catch the water. It's dripping. The guy didn't do a good job of installing the drains for the awning thing. But and the other two have gone to hide under the deck. all the stuff, the slush and the thing and the buckets, and they were like going, "We're going to go under the deck." But Peanut's happily settled there, and my babies are so comfortably settled. I'm just going to sit in the living room for a couple of minutes and reply to my neighbor, and then go for lunch. So at least okay. After having made the appointment for my procedure and seeing the doctor. Went home, checked on the kids. Hydro is back on. I reset Peanut's timer. Exchanged texts with my neighbor, and she's agreed to look after the ferals next week when I make a trip to Toronto. And I came for a nice lunch with wine. Better than feeding money into machines. Bye for now. It's a really nice sandwich and soup at one of the better Italian restaurants in town. Bye for now. Hello everybody, it's the next day, and we've got both the boys, Lcee and Finn, nicely settled on the bed with me, and we've got Agita over there, and I was just working on journal entries here. And yesterday I might have taped a little bit, but I ended up just staying home with the kids all day. Fed the girls, fed the kids, I did a bit of reading, did a bit of watching streaming. Couldn't quite get into anything, but it was okay. The pulls did ramp up a little bit. They did well. Particularly, I haven't even checked, the postings and stuff like that. So to at least check the postings, if not actually binge. The polls did ramp up, but I managed not to, and that's I would not have actually binged, but opening that door, starting to check what's available and where, that's that's a door I'd rather not open for now, but it is getting stronger, and especially since I haven't been gambling the rest of the week as well. So that control burn and I didn't drink anything yesterday. So, yesterday was no control burns, just staying home with the kids, and it was good. But the pulse did ramp up a little bit, but I'm still clear. I did of the main thing, of course, and also even of checking to find the main thing. And no gambling in 3 days, So I guess that's it's an achievement, I guess. Hello, everybody. I think it's a couple of days later. I don't think I taped it all yesterday. So we've got one of the boys there, Agita there. And yesterday I stayed in most of the day, but there were fairly strong pulls. My neighbors are out of town. When they got to town, there's nobody to keep an eye on me. Pulls increased. So the pulls increased, I bet, And plus, it had been 4 days without the casino. and that was pretty tough too because that had turned into its own beast. So there were polls for, Slither Party, which is very, very hard to find around here. So, but failing that, there was always casino. But I did not want to restart the casino thing, so I just battled. Stayed home with the kids, worked on journal entries, couldn't do any other writing because when the polls are really strong, I can't really do much. But I did do journal entries, record, the pulls and the pushes, and I went out and I bought some booze, and I got a couple of, then I got some takeout Indian food, and I got a couple of Smirnoff Ices and a bottle of kind of flavored wine, But, I don't really like the taste of most wines, but that kind of worked for me. But the booze really is not my thing. I don't much time like the taste, and I don't like the effect. But, so I drank, but it kind of, it was a control burn, not one that I prefer, but it worked. And at night I checked on the ferals. I fed the kids, fed the ferals, did all of that. Very, very cold here. So that's the other thing. So I'm just in the process of feeding the ferals, and I'm feeding Peanut in her shelter because it's so cold. And the shelter's got the heating pad, so I'm feeding her in there. So I'm going to take some video, and then I may or may not post today. We'll see. Bye for now. Very, very cold today, so mine is 15 or something Celsius. So you can just see behind that pipe. If I move closer, she'll go to hide under the deck. But just about see Jill, and Bcee was just on the deck and ducked in underneath the deck beside the air conditioner. And I put their food there, and I fed Peanut. I fed Peanut breakfast in bed because it's so cold. So she's in there. I just put a bowl in there and I gave a little bit more antibiotics. So there's Bcee eating at the heated bowl. Hi, Bcee. Won't disturb you more. I missed the timing for the place I go to for breakfast close to my own house. So this is the other end of town, 5-6 kilometers. That's because of the maximum distance around here. So I came here and their breakfast are available till later, and I'm having the eggs Florentine. So I was talking to the server about cats, rescue cats and stuff like that. So and it's good. My only complaint is they only have frags, and I much prefer Tabasco. But other than that, it's really good. Excuse me, with the fruit and everything. And I'll have this, and then I'll go back and see if I can edit and post the next podcast. Bye for now. Everybody, it's a little later in the day. I got back from late brunch and shopping. Bought a bunch of stuff at PetSmart, so what else is new? And we've got one of the kids there, so I unloaded the car with all the shopping and stuff. And we've got one of the kids there, and I think this is Finn. And the other boy there, and I think this is Lcee. But I could have it reversed. But I think that's Lcee. I think this is Finn over here. Agita here. And Feral's out in the shed. I didn't disturb them when I was going out or after coming back, because if I go to check in the shed, then the two of them, not Peanut, they run to hide, and it's very cold. So, but I will go and check them now and feed them and stuff like that. So, I got back from shopping, and I was debating about whether to edit and post today or leave it till after the trip to Toronto. And the trip to Toronto will be sometime during the week. I'm not sure exactly when. And it'll be very short, just a couple of days. So my neighbors can look after the ferals. It's cold here. But my neighbor, they've got the heated shelters. And my neighbor takes very good care of them, feeds them, and keeps an eye on them. But I don't want to leave them too long. Plus, I don't want to be in Toronto too long. I've got some errands there, some things I have to do. And I'll take the inside kids, of course. And I also do want to go to the restaurants there and maybe go to see a movie and stuff like that. Now, the thing is, there will be stronger pulls in Toronto. So for the Slither party, I should be okay because I got a medical sort of a test procedure coming up the following week. So I can't really be slithering, even though there will be pulls for that in Toronto. More than that, in Toronto, it's a very good chance I will go to a casino. Now, that's really the news. That's what's been happening since the last video a couple of weeks ago, is that a day or two later, my self-ban at the smaller casinos, the non-LG ones, it ran out, and I was legally able to, the self-trespass ban ended, and I was able to go to those casinos again. And I just got, after 3 months of forced abstinence, and there was a big slither party thing during that time, and I couldn't use the control burn of gambling. So when the self-ban ended, I went a little wild, and I went pretty much every day to casinos within an hour's drive to here, and then I had to put everything into it because it was getting, as my friend says, the casinos are preferable to the other thing because there are, let's say, for no people involved, it's just machines, it's a different level of addiction, and it's not as obtrusive, damaging, or health-wise and otherwise, but it gets very compulsive. And as my friend says, it turns into its own beast. And it happened. It turned into its own beast. So I ended up, rechanneling, spending time with the kids, trying to drink. The third control burn, or the second control burn. I was drinking a bit, and it sort of worked. I mean, everything I do, this addiction and the pulls and the possession or whatever it is, it sort of works up to a point. So we're at that. It sort of worked up to a point. But I'm still clear. I'm still clear of these 8 weeks, over 8 weeks now, since the last Slither Party binge, the very, very deep one. And now it's almost a week clear since the casinos. So when the casino ban ended, I went like 5 days in a row, I think, and I got super compulsive. But then the following week, I've been clear. And I've been focusing on rechanneling, feeding the kids, feeding the ferals, looking after the kids, looking after the ferals. My biggest push is always there's what I'm working from there. They were playing behind the curtain, and it got very cold, so checking on the timer of the shelter for the ferals and feeding them and keeping an eye on them and all of that stuff. Plus a little bit of shopping. I bought the chair, which is not very comfortable. It was online. It's not very comfortable. That's a disadvantage of buying online, is you don't get to try the things out, particularly furniture, and it's not comfortable. So I'm not really using it, but it's okay. I mean, it does become a lounge and rearrange the living room a little bit. And so that's what's been happening. Did some reading until the pulls really ramped up, and then, I've been reading less, drinking a bit more. So last night, first time in a long time, I just drank at home. It would take out food, and that it kind of worked, And then my neighbors were away for the weekend. And that's also a push for me, because when I was gambling, my neighbor would be like, I haven't seen your car in the driveway and the lights are off. Have you been misbehaving? And I go, just casinos, so kind of keep an eye. So anyway, that's what's been happening. And there is a trip coming to Toronto, upcoming soon, but it'll be a short one. And of course, as always, try not to party celebratory is the main thing to be avoided. I will it'll be too much of a pull to go to the casino there, but I'll be busy. There'll be errands and stuff to do there, and and I'll be going to eat out, and I'm kind of getting really tired of the limited restaurants here. So that will be happening. And I did a little bit of writing though in that period too, not a lot of journal entries, as always, regarding in detail the pushes and the pulls daily, but also a little bit of other writing, which again, it does, even though it's dealing with issues and they're interesting stories, it increases the pulse. So that's what's been happening. That's all I have to say for now. I will tape in Toronto. I don't know exactly when I'm going. I have to arrange it with my neighbor, and it'll be a short trip, So from the 7 of us. So from one of the boys, and I think this is Lcee, and the other boy, and I think this is Finn, and Agita on her new favorite perch, I think I said before that they weren't using this. This is really meant to be a cat perch. It's very fuzzy, they wouldn't use it. I guess it's too fussy and, too soft. So, and they prefer the cat beds and sofas. So I'm using it as an ottoman, and it's kind of working. And there goes Bcee. There goes Jill. So as soon as I come out, unless it's super, super cold, what it was last night, they stayed in the shed. But usually those two run to hide just to be on the safe side. And even though I feed them, I look after them, and I love them, they're not taking any chances. They're going to hide. And then this one, Peanut, in her favorite shelter, and the timer is still on. I set it for 8 hours, so I will reset it, and I will feed everybody. So from the 7 of us, Peanut there, and Bcee there, and Jill, who we just saw run that way, she's under the deck. I hear sirens. Reminds me of the big city. Makes me feel, oh, I missed the city. There are advantages and disadvantages of both places, but here it does help with the polls because the party slitherer thing is so much harder to find here. So, oh shit, yes, that's a frozen. I tripped over. Those ones, those are heated, so it doesn't freeze. So from the 7 of us, the 3 ferals that we just saw, briefly, 2 of them running to hide, and Peanut in her favorite shelter. So from the 3 ferals, Peanut, Bcee, and Jill, and then also from, of course, Agita, Lcee, I think, and Finn, I think. I'm pretty sure that's Finn, that's Lcee, and myself, the nuttiest, craziest, most fucked up professor to ever walk the face of the earth. Still struggling, but that's just the way it is. Dealing with addictions, it's kind of beyond addiction, but whatever it is I'm dealing with, it's very, very powerful, and it will be a struggle. It's a struggle every day, but I'm just making it. It's as I said, there's ups and downs. There's always I kind of get through something sort of. I use my controlled burns. They work up to a point, sort of. But the thing is, I am clear 8 weeks of the main party slither thing, and then the casino thing got a little out of hand, but I'm clear of that for almost a week. So we're just going day by day, So today, clear of everything else, plus clear of casinos, plus clear of booze. I didn't do any booze today either. So one day at a time. Okay. Bye for now. Keep you posted. A little bit of bonus footage. There's Jill just went under the deck, and there's Bcee. I had come out to the shed again, but I decided I might as well feed them before I start editing the podcast. So then, and then we get, of course, Peanut in there, and I'm just going to feed them, and then I'll feed the inside kids, and then I can just work on editing. And hopefully posting the latest podcast. So that's what's happening. It's very cold for us. -9, -10. Bye for now. Just a little bit of bonus footage. I just fed the ferals, and I'm about to feed the kids, inside kids. So from the ferals, Peanut, Bcee, and Jill. And we just saw them briefly. We saw Joe going to hide under the deck. And we saw Bcee on the deck, and we saw Jill in her shelter. So from the 3 ferals and from the 3 inside kids. And I think this is Lcee, you got a little white hair. So I think this is Lcee, And so that's Lcee. And I think this is Finn, a little bit bigger, don't see the white hairs on the chest. So I think this is Finn. So from Lcee, from Finn, from Agita, there, and from myself, nuttiest, craziest, most fucked up professor ever walked the face of the earth and all that stuff. Still struggling, but that's just the way it is. It's just going to be a struggle day by day. By the time I next post a video, hopefully we'll have had the trip to Toronto, and also be done with my medical procedure testing and find out what's happening there. So it's day by day as always. Wish me luck. Bye for now. See you next podcast.